Hey, what's up? It's your girl Bianca bringing you another episode of I Got You Sis Chronicles. Welcome and welcome back. So happy to spend some more time with y'all. Hopefully you've been still staying at home, enjoying your time with your families and whatever else you're doing, quarantine bay and all of that. So who tuned in last week to the Jill Scott and Erykah Badu verses? Oh my gosh, it blessed my soul. Like, you had to be there to understand the level of just positive energy. Then being able to go through their stories and just really show each other so much love. That's what I Got You Sis Chronicles is all about. It's all about us showing each other love, to empower one another, to help each other grow and move past things, to give a helping hand to somebody who, needs the help and who maybe otherwise wouldn't have the opportunities. It's all about that. And I'm telling you, I was sitting there singing and just all up into it, whatever they were saying. I mean, my favorite Jill Scott song, don't judge me, is Crown Royal. And my favorite Erykah Badu song is, I guess I would say Next Lifetime. I love the both of them. But those are my favorite songs by them, and I got to hear both of those songs. So I was super excited. It was amazing. But it brings me to this topic. I saw something online and it said, why doesn't Lizzo get the same queen treatment as Jill Scott? And first of all, I want to say that Lizzo is an amazing artist. She's extremely talented and she can do a whole lot of things that I would never even try to do because I just know I couldn't compete. You know what I'm saying? Like, she is a great artist. She's super smart. She's super funny, but I really feel like she's still in that space where she's finding herself. She's finding her voice. When you first begin to get confidence about yourself as a woman, you can go one of two ways. You can overdo it because you love yourself, so you want everybody to know that you love yourself. Or you can kind of just walk in it, and people can feel that confidence. And that's where you want to get with your level of confidence. You want to just be able to walk in it because you're going to command a room with the confidence that you have within yourself. You don't have to shout it to the rooftops that you love yourself to everybody, right? So when they compared her to Jill Scott in artistry, I think that they're different artists. And as far as women, they are different women as well, because even when Jill Scott was not completely embodying all that she wanted to be, she was still acting like the woman that she wanted to be. One of the things that Jill Scott does and has always done is she has always talked about, hey, I am a strong Black woman. I am empowered in my sexuality. I don't have to take my clothes off to be beautiful. I don't have to take my clothes off to be sexy. I don't have to take my clothes off to be seen or heard. I am talented and you're going to take me for that. That's not what Lizzo has done. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lizzo has an amazing talent, and when you hear her talent, you are completely in awe. You are completely impressed. But her personality can sometimes overshadow that. So my topic for today is about respect.
You best to R-E-S-P-E, respect me. R-E-S-P-E, respect me. R-E-S-P-E, respect me.
And it's about not asking people to respect something that you don't respect. I have a rule where I don't ask people to do things that I wouldn't do myself. So I can't ask you to respect me if I don't respect myself. And it's super important that we understand that, because in these times, and I'm a bit of an old soul, but in these times, and I had this conversation earlier in the week with a few different people, but one of the people that I had the conversation with was my husband, and we kind of talked about how in this day and age, the artists like to talk about their vaginas. And that's not new. I am not going to act like it's a new thing for female artists, especially female rappers, to talk about their vaginas. I just feel that in the past, the artists were a little bit more creative about talking about their vaginas and what they did. and how they felt about them. You know what I'm saying? I felt like they were more creative, a higher level and a more complex level of artistry when describing those things. Now, I think it's extremely vulgar. It's extremely out there. And if I haven't been with you, I might as well have been with you based on what you said in your lyrics. And I feel like if you're walking around just casually talking at a certain level of vulgarity coming out of your mouth, that you should expect that back from people. You kind of set the tone with how you speak. If you are walking around and your mouth is just filthy, then expect others to feel comfortable using filthy language when talking to you. I will say this to you right now. There are people who are the same age as me, might be in the same space as me. And a man will approach them very differently than they will approach me, knowing that I'm married or not. And it's because when I engage with people, the first thing I show is that I am to be respected. I am not to be played with. I am not that woman that you can talk to crazy. And then as we get to know each other and we get comfortable with one another, then there might be where, I might let loose a little bit and be able to just kind of talk casually. Because know me, you know that I am fun and easygoing, and my mouth it can be a bit much sometimes because I'm very honest about my thoughts. Some people don't think that I think about the things that come out of my mouth before I say it, but I promise I do. It could be worse. It could be worse in there. But pretty much I set the boundaries because, like I always tell y'all, you get what you allow. And if you allow people, man, woman, boy, or girl, to come at you casually with the foolishness, that's what you're gonna get. And you're gonna get it regardless of whether or not you invite it, if that's what you give off. First impressions are everything, right? So the first impression that I try to make sure is that I give off of a uncluckwithable, right? I give that off first for me. That's what works for me. Now, some people are friendlier when they meet people, but I'm not always as friendly. I'm very reserved when I meet people because I'm observing, and I'm trying to figure out and I'm trying to catch the scene, right? But some people are happy-go-lucky and engaging and things of that nature, and it's okay to be engaging when you meet people. That's cool. Sometimes I wish I could be more like that. But being engaging and being wide open is two different things. We have to embody the very things that we want from others, right? So if I want to be respected, that respect is going to be given if that is what I am showing for myself. Lizzo is free and open with herself. And I love that. It's fun. It's great. But with that is going to come positive attention and negative attention. And you have to be ready for both. Until she can get it to where she's balanced in how she's treating herself and how she is really putting herself out there, then no, you're not going to get the same treatment as a Jill Scott. Because like I said, from the beginning, Jill Scott set boundaries. She set boundaries. And she waited for us to get to know her before she began to even release some of her inner thoughts, right? She let those intimate thoughts out when her fan base and when the people who love and listen to her got to know her. Just like a few years ago, she even talked about this. Jill Scott was filmed in a concert. And in the concert, you can see her playing with the microphone, mimicking the act of giving a fellatio. And she said it was a very intimate venue. And I think it was like a lovers thing. Like it was maybe like a Valentine's Day show or something. It was a lot of couples in there. So she wanted to be able to give that vibe and to kind of go with it. And it worked for that, right? But what happened was the internet got a hold of it, and they ended up spreading it to people that do not know Jilly from Philly. You don't know her music, so you were surprised by that. So you created all these different things, and then she began to get attention that she did not like, and she spoke about it. She talked about it a few months ago. She said, listen, young ladies, that's not the type of attention you want. Even I got backlash from that, from doing this, this, and this. She gave knowledge on that. So even she was able to say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times we as women, and even when we're growing up, you might have that friend that matures a little bit quicker than you. In certain regions, you know, I never did mature in certain regions. But, you know, I got all my hips and everything else. So it helps us out. But anyways, you might have a friend that matured quicker than you, so she started to get attention from guys. So then you start looking at yourself as a girl, and you're like, you know, well, I want some attention too. Like, I'm cute. Like, why don't they like me? And you realize that the attention that they're giving that person because of their body is not really the attention that you want, because you're not going to be able to sustain that attention, because just as quickly as you attract them with your body, somebody else can walk by with a little bit more or a little bit less or whatever it may be. The sustainable attention is the attention that you get from the man that takes the time to get to know you. They want to read your mind. They want to stimulate your mind. They want to have that intimate conversation and create that higher level of things. You know what I'm saying? So you get that. But I think that that's something that we struggle with from the beginning when we're growing up, because of those situations. You want that attention because we feel that that's something that we need. But as we grow and we learn, and we're nurtured, hopefully by our mothers or our aunties or whatever, somebody's hopefully watching you before you become, you know, extra promiscuous or anything like that. And you're able to tailor that. But I had to learn that the hard way. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn that the hard way, because like I said, I didn't mature in certain areas. But when my little booty popped out and them hips, that Coca-Cola shape came out, you know, I started to get the attention, and I wasn't ready. I didn't know nothing about what they was asking me for. You know, I had to get on Google and ask Jeeves and stuff. Yeah, take you way back. But I had to do that because I didn't really understand. Once I got it, I didn't understand, and it was crazy because I was a tomboy. And so the very same people that I played football and basketball with and you know, got the grass stains on my knees and scraped up with, started looking at me a little differently and started saying some things to me, and I was just like, that's not really what I was thinking was gonna happen. So, you know, you just gotta be careful, and you have to, you know, if you have daughters, prepare them for the attention. You know, if you have daughters, as a man, prepare them for it by showing them that you're doing all of this. So if they can't do that or more, you don't need them. You know, set the standards high. And as a woman, let them know, like, take your time, baby girl. Be patient. Don't jump at every little thing that gives you attention. Know that you are the prize. You know, all those different things. But we as women have to know that first. We have to embody that first as adults, as adult women. We have to value ourselves, and we have to understand that you get what you allow, and you have to be careful what you put out there. Like, you really have to be careful what you put out there, because whatever you put out there, you're going to get positive and negative responses, and you have to be prepared for that. And you cannot expect people to see the vision of where you're trying to go with it. You know, you can't, the first thing I see is biddies and ass from you, and then you want me to respect your mind. Well, I didn't get to your mind. I'm still looking at all that ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me get to know you first, and then maybe show me a little bit more of you, whatever it may be. But I'm just saying, I think that it's a good topic to talk about, and to really realize that we as women have to respect ourselves in order to expect respect from others. We cannot expect people to do things that we're not putting out there. We're not putting that energy out there. I think that's asking a bit much of a society that we have come to learn and some to accept that is just not that bright, not that evolved. But yeah, so that's all I have, y'all. Just respect yourself so that others will respect you too. That's all I got. I love you for real. I'll see you next time. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button, notifications button, all of that so you don't miss another episode of I Got You Sis Chronicles. All right, see you soon.